Documentary opens with a dark screen, the sound of rain echoing in the background, and a slow piano melody setting the mood. The narrator's voice breaks the silence, reflecting on those moments when life's quiet becomes overwhelming. Alone at night, staring at the ceiling, we replay every failure, rejection, and disappointment. Eventually, a single question escapes: why always me? Thunder rumbles as cinematic visuals show empty streets, lonely rooms, and someone sitting alone in darkness. The narrator asks why bad things keep happening, why people leave, and why life seems easier for others. These questions mark the beginning of a journey into the heart of silent suffering. As the music deepens, the narrator explores how the question, why always me, can slowly become part of our identity. After losing someone, failing despite effort, or watching others succeed while feeling stuck, the question lingers. The terrifying part is when pain stops feeling temporary and starts to feel like destiny. We begin to believe we were born for suffering, and this belief shapes how we see ourselves and the world. The scene transitions smoothly, showing the emotional impact of internalizing pain and how it can change our perception of life. Documentary shifts to visuals of crowded cities, people smiling publicly but crying privately. The narrator explains that pain is often invisible. You can walk through a busy street, surrounded by thousands, and never realize how many are silently breaking. The man laughing with friends may be battling depression. The girl posting perfect photos online may cry herself to sleep. The strongest-looking person in the room may feel completely empty inside. This scene highlights the hidden struggles that people carry, unseen by the world. Pain happens to us, it feels targeted and deeply personal. The narrator describes how suffering isolates us, making it seem as if nobody understands our struggle. We begin to collect proof that our pain is unique and unfair. This scene uses soft emotional music and visuals of individuals feeling alone in crowds, emphasizing how suffering can make us feel disconnected from others. The transition leads us to consider how isolation intensifies our sense of unfairness. As we experience repeated disappointments, our minds start collecting evidence to support the belief that we are destined for suffering. Every failure, rejection, and setback becomes another piece of proof. The narrator explains how this mental process reinforces the feeling of being singled out by life. Visuals show people marking moments of pain, journaling, or simply remembering past hurts. The scene transitions to the idea that our perspective shapes our reality. Narrator discusses how comparing ourselves to others can deepen our sense of suffering. Watching others succeed while we feel stuck makes our pain seem even more unfair. Social media, public achievements, and visible happiness can make us feel isolated and inadequate. The scene uses visuals of scrolling through feeds, seeing happy faces, and feeling disconnected. The transition leads to questioning whether these comparisons are truly reflective of reality. Many people hide their pain behind masks of strength, happiness, or success. The narrator explains that the strongest-looking person may feel empty inside, and those who seem happiest may be struggling the most. Visuals show people putting on masks, smiling in public, but feeling sadness in private. The scene transitions to the idea that vulnerability is often hidden, and suffering is not always visible. Narrator explores how loneliness amplifies suffering. Sitting alone at night, replaying painful memories makes the question, why always me, echo louder. Visuals show empty rooms, solitary figures, and quiet moments of reflection. The scene emphasizes that loneliness is not just physical but emotional and can make pain feel insurmountable. The transition leads to considering how connection might offer relief. Everyone fights battles that are invisible to others. The narrator highlights that many struggles go unnoticed, and people often suffer in silence. Visuals show individuals facing challenges, working hard, and enduring setbacks without recognition. The scene transitions to the idea that empathy and understanding are crucial in recognizing the invisible weight people carry. Narrator delves deeper into how suffering can become part of our identity. When pain is constant, we begin to see ourselves as victims, believing that suffering is our fate. This mindset can be difficult to break as it shapes our actions, choices, and relationships. Visuals show people struggling with self-image, feeling trapped by their circumstances. The scene transitions to the possibility of changing this narrative. Documentary shifts to the idea of breaking the cycle of suffering. The narrator suggests that recognizing pain as temporary rather than permanent is the first step. Visuals show people finding moments of hope, reaching out for help, and beginning to change their perspective. The scene emphasizes that change is possible and suffering does not have to define us. The transition leads to exploring practical ways to move forward. Connection with others can help alleviate suffering. The narrator explains that reaching out, sharing struggles, and finding support can make pain feel less isolating. Visuals show people talking, hugging, and forming bonds. The scene emphasizes the importance of community and relationships in healing. The transition leads to discussing how vulnerability can foster deeper connections. Being vulnerable is often seen as weakness, but it is actually a source of strength. The narrator discusses how sharing our pain can lead to understanding and support. Visuals show people opening up, expressing emotions, and being honest about their struggles. The scene transitions to the idea that vulnerability can break the cycle of isolation and suffering. Narrator encourages viewers to change their perspective on suffering. Instead of seeing pain as a curse, it can be viewed as a challenge or an opportunity for growth. Visuals show people overcoming obstacles, learning from setbacks, and finding meaning in adversity. The scene emphasizes that perspective is powerful and can transform our experience of pain. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from hardship. The narrator explains that suffering can build resilience, making us stronger and more capable. Visuals show people recovering from setbacks, rebuilding their lives, and demonstrating strength. The scene transitions to the idea that resilience is learned and can be cultivated through experience. Even in the darkest moments, hope can be found. The narrator describes how small acts of kindness, moments of joy, and positive changes can bring light into suffering. Visuals show people smiling, helping others, and finding hope. The scene emphasizes that hope is a powerful force that can guide us through pain. The transition leads to discussing how hope can be cultivated. Narrator suggests that finding purpose can help make suffering meaningful. When we discover what matters to us, pain becomes part of our journey rather than our identity. Visuals show people pursuing passions, helping others, and setting goals. The scene emphasizes that purpose gives direction and motivation, helping us move forward despite challenges. Letting go of past hurts and disappointments is essential for healing. The narrator explains that holding on to pain keeps us trapped, while forgiveness and acceptance can set us free. Visuals show people releasing burdens, forgiving, and moving forward. The scene transitions to the idea that letting go is a process, not a single moment. Pain can be a catalyst for growth. The narrator discusses how adversity teaches us valuable lessons and helps us develop new strengths. Visuals show people learning, adapting, and evolving through challenges. The scene emphasizes that growth is possible, even in difficult times, and that pain can lead to positive transformation. The narrator explains that we have the power to choose how we respond to suffering. Our choices can shape our experience and determine whether pain defines us or helps us grow. Visuals show people making decisions, choosing hope, and taking action. The scene emphasizes that empowerment comes from recognizing our ability to choose. Documentary concludes by encouraging viewers to write a new narrative for themselves. The narrator suggests that instead of asking why always me, we can ask what can I learn, or how can I grow. Visuals show people embracing change, finding joy, and moving forward with hope. The final scene emphasizes that suffering does not have to be our identity, and we can choose a new path. The music swells and the screen fades to black, leaving viewers with a sense of possibility and renewal.